While I'm recording this video, energy prices are currently falling every single day. In fact, it's in the news recently that Octopus Agile customers are being paid to use energy because wind is really high, we've got quite a lot of solar at the moment, and energy prices are heading down. However, deals like Octopus Go and Intelligent and other deals from other energy companies are not falling by the same amount that we're seeing by the day ahead. So you might be looking at Octopus Agile and thinking this is the time to switch to Octopus Agile to get those benefits of those cheaper prices. Today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Octopus Agile tariff and finding out if it's right for you or not. Now, Octopus Agile might actually seem like one of the most daunting energy deals out there, but it actually has some of the best rewards in terms of price and tracking the price. But you need to follow a couple of basic things to get Octopus Agile. First of all, you need a smart meter that can do half-an-hour readings that Octopus Energy can read. Now, this could be a SMET2 meter or a SMET1 meter that's been taken over into the new SMET2 scheme. If you don't have a smart meter, you'll need to have one fitted. If you're not with Octopus Energy at the moment, I advise you get one fitted before you switch. It could speed things up. And if you're not an Octopus Energy customer, don't forget, if you go to evnic.com/energy, there's a code there so you can split £100 with me when you sign up, and a list of all the other Octopus Energy deals, not just Agile. Octopus Agile tracks the next day wholesale rate. So what this means is as prices are falling day by day, you will see those price falls day by day because you're buying your energy one day behind. In fact, 4 p.m. every day, Octopus Energy will release the prices for the next day in half an hour, 30-minute slots for that next day. So you will see price falls faster than anyone else. By the same token, you'll also see price increases faster than anyone else, which people saw the end of the energy crisis on Agile. They got the increases a lot sooner than everybody else. But Octopus Agile is about the most variable deal as you can get. Now, before we get into the full metrics of all how the half-an-hour buying works, let's look at the real mechanics behind Octopus Agile. Now, when energy companies buy energy, they buy their energy based on a couple of variables of what they've learned about you as a customer and profiles. And to be honest, what I've also learned about profiles and energy customers is they don't always follow the profile energy companies think you're going to follow. So a couple of metrics there is they try and buy the energy predicting when you're going to use it. Typically, most people use energy between 4 and 7, and that's why they're the peak times. If you're an Octopus Go or you're an Octopus Intelligent, your peak usage is likely geared towards charging your EV. So they know that you're likely to charge sort of between 11:30 and 5:30 in the morning, and that's typically when the energy is cheaper. That's why they've incentivized you to move to those hours. So they know that you're going to bulk charge your electric cars during those hours. However, those hours aren't always the cheapest times of energy. Now, Octopus Intelligent tries to solve that issue by using some variability of using the control of the chargers. There's more information on the Octopus Intelligent tariff on a dedicated video for that, so check that out, top right. But Octopus Agile has the advantage that it can give you the true prices. So Octopus Intelligent, you will pay 7.5p a kilowatt hour. Octopus Agile, you will pay the exact price that Octopus have bought it for with a little bit of profit that they've added on. So this means that you are acceptable to some real big discounts. Now, Octopus Agile follows a 30-minute bank of power. Like I said, every 30 minutes, every single day, your energy is different. So 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6:30, they've all got different prices. And the way that it works is Octopus basically think of it as a stock market or auction, and they bid for those slots of energy. Now, those slots of energy change in price varying on various things. One of them is demand. So peak times, 4 to 7, tend to be more expensive because demand for all energy companies tends to buy then. And the other thing that changes demand is how much generation there is. If there's a load of nuclear plants not working at the moment, that will push up prices. But if it's extremely windy and it's extremely sunny and it's a weekend, we can see prices tumble really fast. And in fact, most weekends tend to see the price plunges. Now, price plunge on Octopus Agile is when prices go essentially negative. Now, negative means, I think recently, the last couple of days, it hit -7p, which means that Octopus Energy, through Agile, were paying users 7p a kilowatt hour to charge their electric car. And that doesn't just mean your electric car. People were charging home storage batteries, using the dishwasher, baking bread. There is all sorts of ways you can soak up that energy, but you're not wasting the energy. The energy would have been paid to a turbine company to turn off. So rather than paying that wind turbine to turn off, it's cheaper to pay you to consume that energy, and in turn you will get paid for using that excess energy. Now, factories buy their energy in the same way, and they're also flexible in another way, which is they sometimes get paid to turn off. Now, the way Octopus Agile deals with this is when energy prices are high, as in there's not a lot of generation, there is a higher price limit, which we'll get to now. Now, if you're a solar customer and you produce solar, or you have batteries that you can use to import and export, Agile does look a real promising deal, because you might not need to import any energy during the peak time. There is also another benefit for solar and customers who just have a battery to export on Agile, and that is you can go on Octopus Agile Outgoing. Now, just the same way that the price is half an hour track for your import, the prices for export track every half an hour. And that means when prices of electricity are high to import, the prices to export are also high. So if you're not very happy with the 15p generation that you can get on Octopus Outgoing if you're not on an Octopus Go or Intelligent deal, or you're an Octopus Go or Intelligent and you're not very happy with the lower sort of seg import deal, you can go to Octopus Agile, get some cheap import electricity, but also get some really decent prices for export. Now, the export of what electricity can hit is not capped. I think the highest I've ever seen is over £1 a kilowatt hour. Now, I just said cap there, and that's very important that we move on to the import cap. Now, I mentioned the cap, and that is because Octopus Agile is a variable deal. It is as variable as I can say you can get. And that means that during peak times, the prices can go a lot higher than your standard energy tariff. A lot higher. In fact, they can hit up to a £1 kilowatt hour cap. And that's the maximum Octopus will allow you to pay on it. So in other words, if the wholesale rate does hit £1.50 a kilowatt hour, Octopus will cap it at £1. Now, I'm not saying it will never happen, because it probably will happen at £1 a kilowatt. It's not been unheard of Octopus Energy hitting the cap, but it's more than likely that you normally see during the peak times 45, 55 pence a kilowatt during 4 to 7. Now, if you have load shifting abilities, you can move when you cook, you don't use a huge amount of electricity between 4 and 7, it's unlikely that you're going to be paying the 45, 55p prices. Now, the cap can hit the cap any time during the day. Any time during the day there's poor generation. So it doesn't just mean it's going to happen between 4 and 7. They're just the most likely times prices for energy are more expensive. Now, there is no cap on your export. So if you can import lots of energy and export lots of energy, and there is a huge demand for the power and the prices are high, you can export lots of it. But it's just worth noting that everyone gets all excited on Agile that you can be paid to use energy, but everyone forgets that swings and roundabouts throughout the year. Octopus Agile can get very expensive sometimes of the year, and in fact, it needs to be viewed as a long-term variable deal. If you look at the majority of Agile customers over a 12-month period, their bills average out to be fairly cheap. But if you just go on it for a very short period, 4 or 5 month period, if you join at the wrong 4 or 5 months, you could have a really expensive bill. So you need to ride the waves of Agile, so to speak, and there is some issues. Now, one of the issues is the majority of you watching my channel are probably electric car owners. And if you're an electric car owner, Agile could be a huge pain in the arse. Now, it depends on what charger you've got. Now, some EV chargers are able to work with Agile and API, and you can set a price target at which you don't want to charge the car at. Now, that could be you tell the car, I don't want to charge unless the price falls below 5 pence a kilowatt hour, and as soon as the price falls below that, the car will start charging. And some EV chargers do that, but not all. And if your EV charger doesn't do that, one way you might get around this on Agile is plugging in the car and setting a time schedule, but taking that time schedule for the cheapest 3 or 4, 5 hour period. Now, this might not be the cheapest period of block electricity. The periods might be cheap at 1, really expensive at 2 o'clock, and then really cheap at 5 o'clock. So it is you've got to kind of weigh out your benefits there. So if you have got a charger that's compatible with it, great. If you're able to play around with the way your charger works and interrogate it and make it work with Agile, it could be great. However, there's some more people that are going to have issues on Agile. Now, solar and storage customers, like I said, are going to be able to play Agile some of the most sort of best ways they can, because they can import and export and manipulate the way that tariff works. But bear in mind, if your battery doesn't integrate with Octopus Agile, you might be at the same situation where you filled up the battery fairly cheap on electricity, say 2-3p, and then 2 hours later it's in plunge prices, and you could have charged the battery and been paid to charge the battery. You could also have the thing where the battery's trying to balance the house load for self-use during a plunge price, which you don't want to happen. If the prices are plunging, you want to keep that battery stored and use the energy from the grid and get paid for it. So you need to kind of be a little bit tech savvy, depending on what tech you've got in your house and how you use it, or you need to be playing the game, treating Agile as almost like a bit of a fun sort of family activity to how you balance the grid. Now, like I said, this deal is not for everyone. If it is for you, let me know down below in the comments. But we've got some more tiny little things just to go over first. Now, normally in my videos, I'd recommend that you go and use the evnic.com/energy spreadsheet that I've done to compare all the energy deals. But I'm not going to tell you to do that because you can't do it for Agile. There's no real way of doing it for Agile. What you need to know for Agile is, are you the type of person that wants to do the Agile game? Now, tell you now that pre-having a child, I used to love doing Agile. It was great fun. I was like messing around with all the automentations, turning things off and on, messing around when my car charger handles Agile, so that was fine. Now I've got a battery that doesn't integrate with Agile. Now I've got a small child that takes up a lot of my time, and I want to spend my time with my child. I don't want to messing around with Agile. I don't have the time for building integrations to make everything work seamlessly. So for me, other Octopus deals work. Now, they may also work for you. So maybe check out this playlist of videos of Octopus Intelligent Video and other Octopus deals. And if you're thinking of getting home storage or solar, then check out this series I'm doing right now on solar and home storage.